Hello everyone, so here I'm again back with another video. So today I'll teach you what is the difference between get and post method that is used in the HTML forms. Okay, so first of all, let me explain it to you. Like, what is the process? What is the what happens in the background when we basically when the user sends an data, like fills up the form and sends the data to the backend. So to explain that, I have this Word document that I have prepared for you. So here you can see this is a diagrammatic representation. So here you can see the user, that is you or me, like whoever it is. So this user wants to fill up a form and send that data to the backend. So he or she is using this client-side computer, and in this computer there is a web page which is showing the form. So he or she opens the form and starts typing the data. Okay, so what we generally do is after typing the data, we click on submit. After clicking the submit button, what browser does is it sends the information or the request to the server that the data is being sent to you to the backend, so that the further process can be done. Like further process mean suppose the backend should verify the data and like help the user login or do something, some calculation behind the what to say, the behind the screen. Okay, now this browser doesn't send the data as it is to the backend, like it sends HTTP request. So what is HTTP request? HTTP stands for hypertext transfer protocol. Okay, so it has a structure, like the HTTP request has a structure, like it has 3 to 4 parts in which the data is divided and then the data is sent to the server. So these are the parts, like first one is this request line, second is the header fields, and these two together is called this header files. Okay, and then there is an empty line, and then comes the message body. Actually this message body is optional, like when there is a, like if you want to send a message or not, that depends on the method type that you are using. Like there are two types of method, get and post, that I'll be talking in this video. But apart from get and post, there are other types of method as well, like put, delete, and many other are there. Okay, so now let me explain these in details. Okay, like what is this request line, what it contains. So basically when you type the data, this request line contains the method, like whether it is get method or post method, that data is contained in this request line. Okay, and then it has the URI. URI means when you submit, like there is the, when you write the HTML code, in the form tag there is an attribute called action. Okay, so what it does is when you click on the submit button, it basically specifies that which page or which I mean which location you want to go, like which location your browser should go. Okay, so this is that page, like if it is written over there, like in the actions field, if it is written text.php or like any other address field is given over there, so it will take you to that address. Okay, and then it has another thing, that is the protocol version. So these this request line has three types of what to say, argument, or you can say key value pairs. So these are the three key value pairs. So it has methods, URI, and protocol version. Okay, and the second is the header fields. So it might contain more than one header fields, or even it can contain one single header field as well. Okay, so first is the host. Host is the main page, or which page you are like currently in. Okay, that is the host. And this you can see over here, suppose you are filling up a form in Google page, so it should be like Google www.google.com/form page or something like that, or like you can like this is the main page in which you are currently in filling up the form. Okay, and after this this is called basically the domain address. Okay, so after this domain address, you can see over here, this is the this is a port number. Okay, in which this browser is running your website, that is called the port number. Okay, and then it has another key value pair, that is the content length. And I'll tell you what is this content length. And it has a fixed number of characters, you can see over here, 1248. Okay, so it basically specifies that when you will send the form data to the backend, it should not contain more than 1248 characters in the address field. Okay, otherwise what it will do is it will cut the half of the data and then send it. Okay, so then comes this empty line. Now the purpose of this empty line is that it basically indicates the end of the header files. Okay, so just now I told you that there might be more than one header files as well. So to mention, like to explain the browser or the server that the header files are complete, there is an empty line inserted after the header files. Okay, just to indicate that the header files are completed. Okay, the end of header files. Then comes the message body. This message body contains the message or the form data that you are sending to the server or in the backend. Okay, so here you can see it contains message or form data which should be of length that is mentioned in the content length. So just now I told you this length, content length, this is basically the length of the message. Okay, like the message you are sending or the form data you are sending, that length is specified in this content length key value pair. Okay, and why is it optional? You will get to know within few minutes. I'll explain you that. Before that, let me tell you another thing. Please note this line. That is, data are sent in key value pair. Hence, name attribute is required inside the input elements to send the data to backend. So to explain you this line, I'll write the code and then I'll explain you what this line means. Okay. So I'll just open my Visual Studio Code, and I've created a folder over here, named it get post, and I have created an HTML file as well. Now let me create an boilerplate code first. Okay, so this is the basic code. I'll just write the title as get post tutorial. Okay, and inside this body tag I'll write from, and I'm just deleting this action because it is not required now. Like I do not want to send the data to a particular page or something like that, so I'm not writing any action attribute over here. And now I'll input some elements over here. Like first I'll input a text field which will be the name. So now I'm not giving the name attribute over here. Okay, I'm just writing it normally. I'll show you the difference, what it happens. So first field will be name. Second field I will keep it as password. Okay, and I'll write input password. Okay, and I'll delete this name and ID part. Okay, then I'll create a button, input submit button, and I'll just delete the value as well for now and click save. Now I will open this file in my browser. I'll just click on go live. That is because it is a live server. What it does is it basically changes, like whatever change I make in the code, it basically reloads the page automatically and reflects the changes. Okay, I'll just open this file over here. Okay, so now the file is open. I'll just put some BR tags over here so that it looks clean. Just to add the line breaks over here. Okay, so you just now saw that whenever I am making changes over here, it is reloading this page and reflecting my changes. So this is the beauty of this live server. Okay, so now let me show you when I'm writing something over here like Aditi and password is anything like ABC123. Okay, and when I click submit, you can see there is nothing after this question mark, like there is no data over here. Okay, um, but like when I put over here name, name, and then I write over here it is name as well. I'm keeping it like my name. Okay, my name, and in the password field as well, I'll keep the name as password. Okay, or my password, whatever it is, and click save. Now you notice when I write name and password is Aditi123 and click submit, you can see over here, I'll just make it full screen. You can see over here after this question mark, it is showing my name as well as my password. Okay, so when I was typing the password over here, you saw like it was like dot dot dot. The password is not visible, but here you can see in the URL the password is visible. Okay, but generally we do not want password to be visible, right? It's a like personal thing. So here the security issue might come. Okay. So what happens is whenever we are writing this name attribute, what it does is it basically sends the data as a key value pair. Key is my name, this is the key, and the value is this Aditi. Okay, and again this my password is the key and Aditi123 is the value. Okay, so what it does is the browser sends the data as key value pairs when we mention the name attribute in the HTML form. Okay, otherwise it cannot send any data, and which will be like it will be useless, right? We are just writing the data over here and clicking on submit. That doesn't make any sense. If it is not submitted in the backend, it could not make any like sense, right? And one more thing, notice over here, the fields are blank. Okay, I did not write anything in the fields, and I click submit. Now here you can see the key value paired is sent, but it has nothing in it, like the value is null. Okay, that is why it is not showing anything after this equal to sign. Okay, so this happens when the method is get method. Okay, but notice over here, I did not write any method like any attribute method in the form tag, but still it is showing my password in the URL and it is sending the data. That is because the form attribute, like the form element, if we do not mention anything, by default the method will be get method. Okay, so if we write over here now method post, okay, and click save. Okay, now you see if I write Aditi and write password, same password I've given, and click submit, you can see over here it redirected me to this page because it did. You can see over here it redirected me to this page because I did not mention any action attribute. Okay, also see over here it did not show my data in the URL. It did not give my name or the password that I typed over there. Okay, That is because now I used the post method. Okay, and I'll show you again. If I change this to get and click save, now I refresh the browser. It should actually refresh automatically, but still to be sure I just refreshed it on my own, and I'm keeping the name same and the password also same, and I'm clicking submit. Now see, the name and the password is again visible, which proves that the method by default is get. Okay, now coming back to this Word document, read this line once again and see if you have understood. Data are sent in key value pair. I just now told you that this is the key and this is the value pair. Okay, this is my password is the key and this Aditi 123 is the value. Okay, so data is sent as a key value pair. Hence, name attribute is required inside of what? Inside of the input element. Okay, I'll just put inverted comma in this so that it makes sense. Okay, so name attribute is required. This is the attribute. Sorry, yeah, this one is the attribute. This is called attribute. Okay, this name is the attribute and this my name is the value. Okay, so inside this input element means this one. This is called the element. Okay, so inside this input element, this name attribute is required. If you do not write this name, then the data will not be sent and the server will not receive your data. Okay, to send the data to the backend. This is what it means. Now, come to this. I have just made a short differences between the get and post methods so that you can understand better. I'll just read it out once and explain it to you. So first is carry request parameter appended in URL. That is what it does is when we specify get method, we just now saw that the data is appended in the URL. Okay, so this is the URL. It is finished over here. After that, you can see there is a question mark and the data is appended. Okay, appended means added, like added in the URL. Okay, now in case of post method, carries request parameter in message body. Okay, so I just now a few minutes ago I told you that this message body is optional. Okay, so what is happening is in the get method, the data is being sent through the URL only, and the message body is not required. Okay, but when we are using post method, the data is sent in the message body. Okay, so the data is written over here and it is sent from here, which is encrypted and it is sent. So which helps to like encrypt the data. The personal data are encrypted and sent. So that is why it is not shown in the URL. Okay. Now here in case of get method, the character length is specified. Like there is a limit to the character length that you can send. That is 2048 characters. I just gave here an example. You can see the content length should be 1248 like this. This was just an example, but the actual figure is 2048. It should not exceed 2048 characters, or else it will trim the data and then send to the backend. Okay. But in case of post method, there is no length limitation. You can send as many characters length of data. Okay. Now, only ASCII characters are allowed in the get method. ASCII character is nothing but you can say like there are corresponding numbers like if you like A to Z or 1 2 3, these are corresponding numbers which basically the computer understands. Okay, so when you are sending like Aditi, So it will not understand as A, D, I, T, I. It has certain number associated with each alphabet, and then it decodes it and understands it. Okay. So what happens is get method can only accept or basically send ASCII characters, but it cannot send binary data. But in case of post method, it can send binary data as well. Now, what is binary data? Binary is nothing but the combination of 0 and 1. Okay. So in case of multimedia, or you can say pictures or media files, the data is encrypted with a combination of zeros and ones. Okay, that is called the binary data. So what means is you cannot send pictures or music or any other media file through get method, but you can send pictures and media files through post method. Okay. Now, I'll give an example. Like you have seen sometimes in the form, like while you are filling up the form, it asks you to attach your profile picture, or you can say it asks you to attach the signature, like the digital signature with the form. Okay. So what you do is you sign in a paper, or you can just sign digitally and upload the JPG or PDF files. Okay. What it does is the post method can support these type of files, but the get method cannot support that. Does not support. Okay. So this is the difference. Now, next one is less secure as data is sent as is the part of the URL. You just now saw that I was entering the password and the password is visible in the URL itself, right? So there is no privacy of the data. So it is obviously less secure. And in case of post method, as the data is not appended in this URL and the data is encrypted and sent through the message body, so it is not possible for a normal person to retrieve the personal data. Okay, so that is why this post method is secure. Okay. Next is data is visible to everyone in the URL. It's same thing, like it is visible in the URL. It's very clear. The next is data is not displayed in the URL, obviously. And next is it can be bookmarked. Okay. Now, when you search anything in the Google, you have seen when you click enter, what you have typed, all the suppose you have typed what is a fish. Okay. So when you click enter, you will notice in the URL that what is a fish. After every word, there will be a plus sign and it will be visible in your URL. So what it does is it basically uses get method to send the data to the backend, and then the backend or the server retrieves the data that I want and sends back and shows us the result. So what it is doing is it is basically appending the data in the URL. Okay, so we can bookmark this page, but in case of post method, you cannot save the data, or the data is not appended in the URL. So there is no question of bookmarking. Like if you click on the bookmark, there is no result. Like the what did you search? It will not be shown. So what will you bookmark? You cannot bookmark a page which has a post method. Okay, same as cache memory as well. Like it cannot, like the get method saves the data in the cache memory, so it can be cached, but post method cannot be cached. So sometimes you have noticed, suppose you are filling up a form and it is taking some time, and it just vanishes, like it just refreshes the session. Then what happens is all your data is gone. You'll have to fill it all over again. If I use post method, it will not be saved in your cache. Also, you must have noticed, like when you click a back button, like this one is the back button. When I click this back button, what happens is sometimes it shows you an alert, like saying that the data will be gone or something like that. That is because it has the post method, which basically triggers the alert and tells you that if you click back, then you'll have to again re-enter the data, because the data will not be stored in the cache or in browser history or in server logs or anywhere. Okay. Now, next is parameters remain in browser history. It is the same thing. Like the parameters means the data, like the name, the what to say, the password, everything is saved in the browser history. But in case of post method, it is not saved. Okay, so this was all about the difference between the get and the post method. Hope you understood the concept. If you have any doubt, you can like email me, or you can comment in the comment section as well. I am available in social medias as well. Like there are Instagram, Facebook. I have given the links in the description box, so you can ping me and tell me if you have any problem. And if you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Till then, I'll be back again with another video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.